All right, finally, I'm doing my soil video. It's Sunday, April 13th, and I mixed my soil probably 4 weeks ago now, and I have all the video clips, everything's ready to go, and it is time to share one of my favorite aspects of gardening. So my soil story, just a little background here quickly. My soil story goes back to about 10 years ago when I started gardening. And I've always thought one of the most valuable things, one of the most important aspects of gardening for me, where I saw some of the biggest results, was in the soil. So, various considerations when it comes to the soil. You have to look at the aeration, you have to look at the soil medium itself, and then you have to look at the third and biggest category I like to call love. So you need all kinds of stuff, love, when it comes to your soil. And you're going to see some important nutrients and micronutrients and elements and things like that that I repeatedly try to work into for my figs, for the soil medium for my figs. Let me just go over some of that now. And I've been documenting this over the last 5 years, the fig specific stuff. And you can see, you see various different opinions, and I think in the fig world, we don't have this figured out down to a science. So, but what I have picked up and what I've noticed also is calcium, obviously, very important, magnesium. These are the obvious ones that you'll find pretty much anyone will tell you are important for figs. So calcium, magnesium, silica, sulfur, potassium, and now we're starting to get into the more questionable side of it. The zinc, copper, iron, and other trace minerals. You'll notice in my video the things that I'm using, and I'll tie them back to these things specifically here, but I do go out of my way to make sure that the figs get a lot of this stuff. Another important thing to call out would be your growing medium. And I noticed that indoors and outdoors is a little bit different. But what I mixed a few weeks ago, which was like about 150 gallons, it's a lot, so I need it for both indoor and outdoor. And what I did then was, I'm still refining my soil composition. It's still coming together and it changes slightly every now and then. For example, I learned from one of the best soil videos, probably the best soil video I've ever seen from Homer, Basement Figs. I'll link to that video. It's absolutely incredible. It's such a good video. And from there, I picked up a couple of things that I was never using, and that's pumice and rice hulls. And that adds to the aeration. So that's one major component, is aeration. Another major component is the soil, the growing medium. And what I did this time around, I did about 4/5 potting soil and then 1/5 compost. So roughly 1 out of 5 parts was compost. I like my soil to be a little on the heavy side. I don't want it to be complete pass through like potting soil would be. I like to have a little bit of substance over there. I find that, especially outside here in the heat, when it gets over 100 degrees, I find having that little extra meat in there goes a long way. So after I have the roughly 4/5 light, airy, potting type of soil, and I picked that very carefully too. I've been refining that. That I did start 10 years ago, working on the types of potting soil I like, and I'll show you more detail in a second. But after I get that 4/5 to 1/5 compost, so 4/5 light, airy soil to 1/5 a little bit more dense, heavier soil. After I get that mixed together, I add about 30% aeration, anywhere between 25 to 35% aeration, depending. And for the aeration, like I mentioned, I learned from Homer Basement Figs, the pumice, which has a lot of great benefits, and then also rice hulls, which also have a lot of other great benefits as well. And then I use good old perlite. So those three are what I used this time for the first time. I just added his ingredients there. This was the first time I ever added them. So then now you have a whole entire big, like what I have, 150 gallons of really good medium there. And then I start adding the love. And that's when How about we switch over now and I'll start showing you in detail what I did to make the soil, to mix it all up a few weeks ago. And that's where I'll show you all the love that I used. Again, all of this will be linked in the description. Not linked, maybe if I have something to link, but it'll be all just called out in this description so you can easily copy and paste it. All right, let's go take a look. All right, let's put out the tarp, my broken foot, which is completely healed now, but that just protects it so well. And there goes the camera. Let's try that again. And I'm not going to bore you. This is going to go super fast. There's a ton of detail in the description. You can find it over there. This is Mother Earth Groundswell, pre-amended high aeration potting mix for vegetative and fruiting. It's really good for containers. It's super light, but it does have some organic rich composted inputs. This here is Strawberry Fields, designed for fruiting and flowering. It is slightly heavier, and I like getting a little bit of density to my soil. So this is a little heavier than most potting mixes. This here is Fox Farm Ocean Forest. It's ready to use potting soil both for growth and early fruiting. It blends composted organic matter with marine-based fertilizers. It's some pretty good stuff. I've been using it for a while. This Fox Farm Happy Frog is real good. It's inoculated with microbes and designed to promote root development, good nutrient uptake, long-term soil health. It's good for growers that want to build living soil and boost microbial life. It's really some fantastic stuff right there. This is not a ready-to-use potting mix. This is a soil conditioner by Fox Farm. It's designed to amend and improve existing soil. It has microbial life. It improves drainage and adds some good organic content. This is something I use to make my soil thicker and heavier. This is here, the earthworm castings. This stuff is absolutely amazing. Micro-packed soil amendment right here. It's ready immediately, so the plants can take it up right away. This is perlite, part of the aeration process here. You gotta water that stuff down. It's horrible. This is more to make it thicker, the planting mix. I like to have a little bit of thicker, 1/5 heavy compost type planting mix like that right there. Again, I have a ton of detail in the description section, so if you're interested in anything more, check there. This is gypsum. This is some of the love. This is available from immediate to medium term. Here, this is azomite. This is some good long-term love over here. You can find all kinds of details in the description. Here's oyster shells. And this is a medium to long-term release of a lot of things, of which calcium and magnesium are very present. Lots of good flow roots, calcium. This here is green sand. This is long-term love. It's full of potassium, magnesium, iron, and trace minerals. Very long-term. And now back to the potting mixes. This one is real good. It's biologically active also and very nutrient rich. It's designed for long-term support. This is one of the longest ones of the potting mixes, and it's for both growth and fruiting. And it's ready to go just as it is like that. This here is Down to Earth BioLife. This stuff is loaded. It's real good, both immediate and long-term effects. It's bioactivated. It's very good stuff. It has a lot of different fungi and bacteria, real good for the roots. A very live system that you'll have if you use this stuff. This here, rice hulls or rice husks, real good for aeration, and they eventually break down and release silica. This here is pumice, or pumice, I'm not sure how to say it, but it's real good. I like this stuff a lot. It's heavier than the perlite. Here, back to some more compost stuff. I like this one by Coast of Maine. It's a nice blend, lobster and crab. Mix look at how much it's like a little mountain over here. Mix that up real good. That's a lot of love right there. So I just mixed this for like an hour, and I forgot to add fertilizer. So I have an all-purpose. They're all from Fox Farm. I really like their stuff. They have and then all of the good fungi and bacteria. Then I know I'm probably not supposed to do this, but I go heavy on the P. I want fruit. I am doing this for fruit primarily, but they still grow a lot. I mean, they grow too much still. So I want to maximize my chances of getting fruit. I give them that. Also the bone meal. I have that inside. And then a little bit of this. And I cut the dose in a third. So this is this is about 20 cubic feet. That would call for about 5 to 6 pounds. Look, they all have this stuff. It calls for about 5-6 pounds of this. So I'll cut that to a third, about 2 pounds of each. So less than this is 4-pound bag, so half of this bag.
And then it decided to start hailing, and this stuff was absolutely intense. You know, some come down a lot harder than others, depending on what's going on up there. And I'm sitting there shoveling and mixing, and then just about 2 feet from my head, one comes smashing down super hard. Oh boy, you should have seen me run when that happened.
Here's the final product of the soil that I made. It's my golden soil there. There's a lot of it too. About 20 cubic feet, 150 gallons. I already packed away most of it. But yep, this is what I use to make magic happen with my figgies.